Hey folks, welcome to Hank's True Barbecue. Today we're cooking up a pork tenderloin and we're gonna inject it with butter and curry. So stick around. Now pork tenderloin, well, I'm a big fan of pork in general and I really like pork tenderloin. And most people that cook it think it's just a bit too lean, so let's wrap it in bacon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love bacon as much as the next guy, but what if we try to put a little variation into it? So I figured, well, this would be a good time to inject. And I'm actually going to inject with squeezed butter. But not only that, we're going to flavor it with curry to get some flavor in there. So I think it'll be good. That way I don't have to wrap it with bacon. I mean, I get that nice crust from the rub and everything. So I think this should turn out real nice. Also, I'm going to try a new charcoal brand today. Well, actually a type of charcoal made from ash, which I haven't used before. So in the process, we're going to turn ash into, well, I guess ash. But it'll be a nice test. It's supposed to be really good for low and slow. We'll see. I'll light it up, see how it burns, see how that flavor comes through. So, I mean, normally I would always put some wood chunks into the grill when smoking. Today I'm not, just because I want to see how much of a flavor the ash charcoal adds. So in today specifically I'm going to skip it, but otherwise I always add 2 or 3 wood chunks. So let's get started prepping the pork tenderloin. That's going to be really easy. There's just a silvery membrane to remove. We're going to inject it, we're going to apply the rub, and then we're going to fire up the grill. Oh, and I should add a few words about injection in general, I think. Typically I don't inject because, I mean, if you have good quality meat, I just want that raw beef or pork flavor to come through, so I usually don't need it, I think. I mean, there are 2 reasons to inject basically. One, to add moisture. That's typically if you're doing a little bit hotter and faster cooks instead of low and slow. Also, if you're at competition, that could provide that little advantage over the competition, so that's good. The other reason, and this is mostly why I inject, if and when I do it, is to add flavor. So that's why we're going to add curry to the squeezed butter before injecting it into the pork tenderloin. So 2 reasons, like add moisture and or add flavor. That's the main thing. And today we're going to add flavor and of course a little bit of fat. All right, here's the pork tenderloin. Now there's very little trimming to be done. The only thing you need to take care of is this silvery membrane on one end. Typically hard to get rid of everything, but I'm gonna trim it off a little bit because it's a bit chewy. Just a little bit more. But other than that, this is a really good cut, I think. Tender as the name implies, and easy to boost with the flavor, which we're gonna do today. That's gonna be fun. Yep, I think that looks good. So it's time to get that squeezed butter curry mix stirred up and we can start injecting. Now, when injecting, I use an injector like this. Typically they come with 2 needles, 1 thinner and 1 slightly thicker. I'm typically always use this one because I have a clear liquid like a broth or something. In this case we have butter and some curry in it. It's still very smooth, but just to make things easier I'm going to get the big needle on to inject into the meat today. Alright, so let's get some butter into this. That should be alright. I'm going to add some curry. Now you can choose different types of curry powder. This is, I would say, a pretty normal one, not crazy hot, but not mild either. And there you go, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to mix this up. I'm just gonna let this sit for a while to get the curry flavor into the butter for 10 minutes. So we'll leave it for 10 minutes and then we'll start injecting. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. Also with the thicker needle, it's gonna help draw the injection into the needle. comes the injection. Now we're gonna stuff it with as much butter as we can. You can feel the tenderloin is increasing in size. Right, let's get some more into it. And this is gonna add some moisture and some good flavor, that's for sure. Just gonna poke it a few more times here, a few more holes, and then this thing is loaded. Again, the mission is just to get this one with this, get as much butter as you can into it. All right, I think we're done. So now I'm going to use the surplus butter here to brush this one, because now we're going to apply the rub also. This is going to be a real flavor booster. I'm going to use my own brand, KC Royale, which is a nice sweet pork rub with a bit of a lemony twist to it, but use whatever pork rub you have. Use your favorite and apply a good layer. And we're going to get this one in the smoker soon. Oh, this is going to be a nice one. Also, this is going to be a quick cook. It's a thin cut of meat, so it's not going to take that long. See, that looks good. Just a bit more here. It's going to be a nice crust to this one. And we're done. All right, so let's see what this charcoal is all about. Big chunk. Good. Alright, the grill has locked in on 130, which is just the right grill temp. That's 265 Fahrenheit. Now, so far the charcoal has been really nice, burns very cleanly, came up to temp fast, really good smell. So we're gonna get the pork onto the grill. So I'm gonna come back and check within 20 to 30 minutes. That should be alright. All right, sneak peek. Now that's looking good. That's looking real good. Just gonna add some color to it. So 45, getting close. Another 10 degrees. So I'm gonna let the fire rip now to get it a bit hotter so we can get some crust on this one. So take off the top lid. I'm gonna open the bottom vent too fully. So it's been on for 25 minutes on 130 or 265 Fahrenheit, and now I've let it rip for 10 minutes. So I think it's done. I checked the temps, it's 62 Celsius internal, which is 143 Fahrenheit. Oh, this is looking good. Time to bring it in. And there's a nice fire going. What do you say? Sweet. So I brought it in, I let it rest for a few minutes, but I think it's time to slice in. It looks really good. I mean, the color is nice. You can see the butter in the curry and the rub, of course. So I'm gonna slice it. Feels really tender, looks tender, so. Yeah, that looks just right. I don't want to take the pork up too high in temps. I think this is just right for me, but again, that's a personal preference. So. Yeah, that's a sweet looking pork. Gonna see how this tastes like. Should be all buttery and curry and good. This is a juicy pork tenderloin, I'll say to that. Good pork flavor. Great curry butter combination. It's not too greasy. I think this is really good. I think I'll grab this one too. This is good. Now don't get me wrong, I really like fine dining, but I mean this just cutting a newly cut piece of meat right off the cutting board. This is really truly a treat for any chef or pit master. All right, now that was a fun cook, pretty quick, nice Friday thing to do because it doesn't take all day. Good flavors to get in there. If you haven't injected to boost flavor, do give it a try. I think it's good. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.